Good morning. It is Monday, November 21st. Puts us 90 days out from February 19th. And we have a short week, which I'm well aware that you're aware of. But let's talk about what we need to capture in the final days of the year. So getting into the rest of the week, which is wicked short, which is awesome because we get to go be with our families and our loved ones. So it's a phenomenal time for you guys to shut it down. And I trust most of you will. I think the one concern that some people might have is there's only so much time left in the year, which I completely appreciate. And this is why every morning we start the Quick Start with telling you guys where we're at, what's 90 days out, what's so important about winning the morning before 11:59 in the morning to make sure that you're getting what you need to get done, your big rocks, right? Pareto's principle, the 80-20 rule, getting your 20%, that creates 80% of your success. So as we get through the rest of the schedule today, we've got future cappers and emerging cappers. I've invited both groups to join me at 11 o'clock. That is kellertv.com. And again, every Monday we do a production level mastermind. So we did our proven cappers. And for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to ask the emerging cappers and the future cappers, which is anywhere between capper status and 3 deals, and then the future cappers 3 deals and just landed to join us so we can talk about the importance of making sure that we are starting to build out our databases in Command, and a tool that you're all going to hear about soon that's going to be connecting to your Command for the sake of the ability to actually have lead indicators on what you're doing within your business, and also the way that Zoe and I are going to gamify some stuff in 2023 is a tool called Sisu. You'll be hearing more about that, and we're going to talk about that today during our mastermind at 11 o'clock. So please join me at 11 o'clock on Keller TV for the Future and Emerging Cappers Masterminds. We're going to do a combined effort, and we'll do it again next week as well to get ready for next year. Ask the Brokers, unparalleled opportunities here at this market center to meet with your brokers. You can meet them at Keller TV. That is at 1 o'clock, and then 2 p.m. The link is in the morning news. 2 p.m. is the Keller Williams New England All Associates Growth Call, and there's going to be tech also connected to that today. That is at 2 o'clock. And then, of course, tomorrow, Scripts and Conversation Practice. That's taking place at 11 o'clock. That'll be on Keller TV. And then the One Thing series continues tomorrow, again at 2 o'clock. And then really, we got to wrap on the week. Tomorrow, also super important. It is November 22nd. It'll be 11, 22, 22. All the numbers. And that is Kaylee Brackett's birthday. So it's a, I won't even say unofficial. It's an official holiday at our company. So if you see Kaylee today or tomorrow, or definitely on Pi Day, tell her she looks great for 26 because she's 26 again. And just thank her for being amazing because she is. Because if it was left to anybody else in the building beside her and Tristan, we probably wouldn't be open. So let's just celebrate the fact that one of our great MCAs is celebrating a birthday tomorrow. That is on the 22nd. Then, of course, we get to Wednesday, which is Pi Day. And if you've never been with us for a Pi Day like Wednesday will be, it's back to the way it used to be. Everybody coming down to Portsmouth to the Market Center for an awesome day. It runs from 8:30 to 11:30. There's going to be a breakfast buffet. There will be coffee. There will be juice. There will be mocktinis. There will be cocktinis. I can guarantee, based on some of the accoutrement in my office, there'll be cocktinis. And above and beyond that, there's an opportunity to go into the Shark Tank, which, if you've never been to Portsmouth, we're looking forward to seeing you. There's an Eventbrite in the link, so you'll click on register today. It's right in the morning news. Hit your inbox at about 7:14, Pi Day 2022. It says register today. Please click the link and let us know that your face is going to be here for Pi Day. Not that that's going to affect the level of pies. I still think that the powers that be, Nathan and the team, decided on bringing in probably close to about 800 pies, which is pretty awesome. So they'll all be in the Shark Tank, and you can come in and pick your flavor. And the rumors on the flavors have been all over the place. I heard huckleberry, I heard boysenberry, I heard strawberry rhubarb, and none of those are going to be here. But some of the traditional flavors you would expect for pie, and we ask that you grab that. You can give it to a friend, you can donate it somewhere, or you can bring it home to your family. Historically, a lot of pies never make it back to their house. I hear that people eat them in between red lights on the way back to their house, and they're like, "How's Pie Day?" I'm like, "Good. Did you bring the pie home?" And I'm like, "No, they were all out of pie, and it's all over your shirt." And, you know, it's just, I don't know. 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 that takes place. So people do tend to eat their pie before they get home. But there's going to be a ton of it, so join us for that. It's a phenomenal opportunity to see everybody here, and we haven't been back in the Market Center, inside the Market Center doing Pie Day, as we have for so many years this way in quite a few years. Since COVID hit, we've done it 15 different ways, but we haven't brought everybody back into the building, so we're excited to do Pie Day traditionally this Wednesday. And again, please register with the link online for that. So talking about... and above and beyond that, obviously, we're closed for Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, and we're closed for Black Friday or the day after Thanksgiving. So you guys can continue to spend time with your family. I know you guys might be working, and I completely appreciate that. Although if you are taking the entire weekend to be with your family, I think that's awesome. So friendly reminder on how much time we do have left. And I wanted to talk about goals and the purpose of a goal, and how this might help you close out a relatively strong year. I know a lot of you have had a great 2022, and we're going into 2023. The market continues to turn, and I know there's some concern about what it's going to look like. And I want to remind people that the market doesn't dictate our business. The market dictates our activities. Our activities dictate our business. So we are going to, once again, per the name of the book, shift. The market is always shifting. This is not a singular event. We don't wake up one day and it's like, oh my God, the market shifted yesterday, you missed it. Like we start to talk about it after it starts to happen because you're seeing it happen, but it's always moving. And I can't stress enough right now, the correction we're seeing in pricing is wildly important. It could not continue the way it was. Obviously, some of this is in direct correlation with mortgage rates, which in direct correlation with the federal rate, which continues to change, hopefully to curb recession, which everybody feels differently about that. We have to be mindful and aware of what's going on around us financially. We have to understand, you know, to be a financial wizard, and we're not supposed to be sitting people down and running their books and all that kind of stuff. We are real estate agents. We are real estate salespeople. Your job is to have enough people in your arsenal, enough allied resources that you can direct your people to the right tax person, to the right financial advisor. So just be aware of that. Us being students of the industry is important. Having a relative idea of what's going on in the world is important. I hear a lot of people saying, well, I don't watch the news. I appreciate if you don't watch the news. The news can be 4 buckets of suck with a side of fries. I'm asking you, as a member of 463, to understand what's going on in the world, in the marketplace, and in the financial sector to some extent, so you can see what's going on, so you can correlate that, so you can explain to people. Because a lot of people don't understand. They hear that the Fed upped the rate again, and they think that mortgage rates went up. And actually, last week at the All Partners meeting in Meredith, Bradley Kelly from Movement Mortgage talked about the fact that the interest rates have dipped a little bit. And more often than not, when the mortgage and the lending community knows that the Fed is about to tip it up, they get in front of it. And it's still, historically, over the past 25 to 30 years, the most delicious interest rates we've ever seen. Now, I know for people that are getting into the market, that were watching the market over the last couple of years, and you're seeing 3s, 4s. We got the 4s and people freaked out. And now you're seeing 6s and 7s, depending on what you're doing for a product, depending on what your credit rating is. The numbers for a lot of people have doubled. And they're still remarkably delicious compared to what they were years ago. And I know people want to respond with, well, I didn't have to worry about the rates years ago. Well, we have to worry about them now. We have to decide the importance of people moving. This is actually going to make your job easier, dare I say. The market being a less easy place to be, right? We always talk about real estate is simple, not easy. It's simple because we have all these tools. It's simple because we have each other. It's simple because we're at the most powerful brokerage on the planet. What's not easy is we usually get in our own way. Or due to our lack of understanding of the marketplace, we let the clients and consumers dictate the conversation. So I'm not asking you to be knowledgeable so you can dictate the conversation. I'm asking you to be knowledgeable so you can be the source of the truth. So you can bring local market intelligence to the conversation. This is important. Absent that, what are we doing? You hear Gary say all the time, you need to be the local economist of choice. He doesn't say realtor of choice, economist of choice. Understanding what's driving everything or what's causing things to do what they do. And we will have that level conversation. And I know people love to say this and know that half of your clients don't want to hear it. Marry the house, date the rate, spouse the house, date the rate, whatever you're calling it. Because you can't tell me when the rates are going to drop. We don't know when the rates are going to drop. Most of our leaders at Keller Williams are talking about a 2-year window. Not that they're going to continue to go up, but that they're going to hold. And not to mention mortgage rates, interest rates across all lending. There was an article in the paper the other day that households have the most debt they've had in years. This is why it's important right now. If somebody needs to move, to capture the rate they can, to lock in their rate right now, and to get their house. You hear us talk about all the time, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. And for a lot of your consumers, if they wait, they're going to end up on the menu, not at the table. And they might have to maybe change, maybe not in the direction they want to, maybe change what they decide they're going to buy, and maybe live Spartan for a couple of years at a rate they don't necessarily love. So they have playing cards in their hands at the table. So when the time is right, they're still in the game. Some people are going to get interest rated out of the conversation. The beauty for you guys right now, for the great agents of 463, is a lot of the kids that got in the last couple of years are going to step out. And I mean fellow realtors. And I'm not here to celebrate anybody's failure, anybody's decision to step away. We are moving from that fast-paced market into a skill-based market. We have an opportunity right now to capture more market share than you could possibly imagine. In a shift, what you capture, you will never relinquish. What you relinquish, you will never recapture. So the veteran agents that are putting their feet up and they're doing what they do every holiday season, God bless them. You have some veteran agents putting their feet up for the last time. And they're just going to let their business go. Or they're looking for a younger partner to arm themselves with. Nick Crowder, I believe his name. I always get his name wrong. Look up Nick Crowder, The Golden Handoff. It's a phenomenal book about transitioning your business, your set of keys to somebody else. What I wanted to talk about today are the understanding of what a goal is and then the purpose of a goal. And being really purposeful with the KW minutes that we have left this year. Because based on my count, which is probably wrong, welcome to Monday, we have 41 days left in the year, counting today. There are 41 days left in the year, counting today. There are 30 weekdays, counting today. 30 weekdays, counting today. And based on our calendar that I just went through, and there's going to be days that our office is closed, so our staff can celebrate with their families, that banks might be open. So this is not a bank calendar. But again, 41 days left in the year, 30 weekdays left in the year. There are 25 business days left in the year. 25 business days left in the year. So how will you behave in that space? Are you putting your feet up? And if you've chosen to, that's fine. I know realtors that take December off on purpose. They're going to take that time. There's going to be break with their kids. They've got college students coming home very soon. They're going to take that time off. That's why you came here. That's why we chose real estate, to control our bank account and our calendar. So I appreciate if you're doing that. If that's not you, what are you doing with those 25 business days left? Or the 30 weekdays left? Or all 41 days left? According to Merriam and Webster, stand by, The definition of a goal. Of course, there's two parts to this, of course. In football, soccer, rugby, hockey, they talk about an actual goal in athletics, right? Definition number 2, the definition of a goal. The object of a person's ambition or effort, an aim or desired result. The object of a person's ambition or effort, an aim or desired result. That's the definition of a goal. So what is the purpose of a goal? So the purpose of a goal, as defined here at Keller Williams, is to help us remain appropriate in the moment. To help us remain appropriate in the moment. The purpose of a goal, to help us remain appropriate in the moment. Ultimately, are you willing to sacrifice what you want right now for what you want in the future? Business Planning Clinic, we talk about your someday goal, back to your 15-year goal, your 10-year goal, your 5-year goal, 3, 1. Once you get inside the 1-year goal, great book, by the way, 12-Week Year from Brian Moran, M-O-R-A-N. The 12-Week Year, Brian Moran. Then inside that 1-year goal, all the way from your someday goal, 1-year goal, we get to the quarter goals, the monthly goals, the weekly goals, the daily goals. You can even take your week and chop that in half, right? Because we have a 15th protocol. Wednesday at 12 noon is the 15th protocol for every week. But when you get to the daily goals, how do we chop it in half? Noontime. And that's why you always see us say, if you're on Facebook right now, you're looking at a quote right above the screen that says, let's win the morning so we can win the day. That's what I'm talking about. The precious minutes that we have left in this calendar year. For most of you, you probably put your last purchase and sale under contract that's going to close this year. Unless you got a real quick close, you got a 30-day close, even faster than that. That's awesome. For most people, they put their traditional lending, 45 days, went under on the 15th of November. So how do you take control of this morning? What will you do differently? And if your mindset is, well, my goals, I'm a little off track. I'm going to start behaving differently January 5th, 6th, whenever we get on the other side of the holidays. I appreciate that. What's keeping you from doing it right now? Super, super simple phone calls to make this week, asking people what they're doing for chicken giving. Super simple. On the other side of that, you start making, to your friends that celebrate, start making Hanukkah phone calls, start making Christmas phone calls. What are you doing for the holiday? How was your year? I'm so sorry I haven't called. Because we all get in our own head. The one reason we're not making phone calls is we don't want to bother anybody. We don't feel we don't have a sense of value when we pick up the phone. You calling to tell somebody else that you care about them, you calling to tell somebody else that you're grateful for them, you calling to tell somebody else that you miss them, that is value. Have you met America right now? People are hurting. I don't know why we think that we're like, hey, well, after COVID, there's no need to do a care call anymore. Are you serious? Rather than texting or calling somebody who has a birthday today, I should say texting or going on Facebook with somebody's birthday today, what if you called them? If they don't pick up, leave a voicemail. Stacy, I'm so sorry it's been so long. I saw on Facebook you're celebrating a birthday, and I'd love to see you soon. I'm sorry I haven't called. She hasn't called you either. You just won Adult Battleship. It's not about winning. It's about connecting. If you do nothing else today, take your phone or whatever you feel is your most robust source of humans, because your phone is not a database. We're printing that shirt this year. Your phone is not a database. Your phone is a Candy Crush machine. Your phone is where you go on Bumble and Hinge. Your phone is where you text everybody. Your phone's where you have a whole bunch of people in it. It's not doing stuff for you on your behalf while you're doing other things. That is a database. So wherever you feel you have the most people, whatever that number is right now, multiply that by 0.06. 6% of the United States will be transactional in the next year, in the next 365 days. So we can zoom that all the way into whomever we're in contact with. 6% of your people are going to be transactional. Now, veterans will push back and be like, well, I didn't experience that last year, Tim. I appreciate that. And said with love, you didn't experience that last year because you didn't invite your face to the party. And everyone, including me, is guilty of that. I don't practice real estate anymore. I still carry a New Hampshire license. I had Mass and Maine and New Hampshire. I still carry New Hampshire for referral purposes. I'm one of the luckiest guys on the planet. I have 750 teammates covering 4 states. I can refer business anywhere on planet America. And I fail at it. So if 6%, whatever that number is, and we just did this in Business Planning Clinic in NOCO on Thursday, some ridiculous numbers that I don't ever expect you to be able to text and call every day and stay in touch with. It's about putting together that 36 Connected. It's about getting back into command. And when I say command, I say your database. If you're using Brivity, whatever you're using. But if you're using command, there's a 36 Connect touch in there. Well executed over the course of a year with 600 people in it, there's 50 deals. More pushback. Well, I'm running a 36 Connect and I don't have 50 deals. Are you doing all of the activities? Said with love, my guess is probably not. So what if that was the one change you made this year? You didn't just push play on 36 Connect. You did all the activities as they came up. Initial limiting belief. I don't know if I can handle that much business. You probably can't. So we'll either create leverage or you're going to flip out a bunch of referrals. Either way, that's more family served and that's more opportunity in your pocket to bring home to your family. And you're doing it via your database, which saves you time and makes you more money. The reason we all landed here in the first place. That sounds callous, like, no, I'm here to help people. I appreciate that. We all are. I've heard all the stories. We do the onboarding interviews for the productivity department. Get me from high school graduation to this conversation. They're like, well, Tim, I like people and I like houses. And if I could put more people in houses, that'd be swell. I get that. Everyone here is here to be profitable. And there is no limit to how much opportunity you can bring home to your family. And there is hard, granular, heavy lifting at the beginning to start to get these things in place. Getting your people into command. Starting to run smart plans. It's not going to happen overnight. What I need all of you to remember is you don't have to be great to start. You have to start to be great. You have to make the decision to start to be great. And absent us, what I feel is probably one of the best offices on the freaking planet. If we don't do that, whether we're leading or not leading, we're leading. Everybody else gets to take the year off. You guys hang out in the top 10 of our entire company. I'm going to repeat that. You guys hang out in the top 10 of our entire company. And you've been to all partners meetings. We're either 1, 2, or 3, more ones than 2s and 3s, everywhere we serve. It's an embarrassment of riches. We have an obnoxious opportunity to help people. And it's about doing the little things before lunch. I'm sure this is not what you want to hear 2 days before Chicken Giving. And I love you, and I don't care. I've been saying this for months now. This is cheese stealing season. people are putting their feet up. Some people are putting their feet up for the last time and they don't even know it because they're going to come back to business and it will be gone. And in the next 72 hours, Thursday, at tables across this country, parents are going to say to their kids, older parents are going to say to their adult children, kids, we're moving to South Carolina to play golf and die. A little macabre, I know. Stay with me. And none of you can afford the lake house, and we need the money to make the move. Next summer is going to be our last summer on the lake. Or maybe they're going to sell it over the winter. Transitional real estate conversations are taking place this Thursday all over the country. How serendipitous of you to call today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Friday. Oh my God, guess what we just told the kids? Oh my God, guess what my parents just told me? It's crazy that you called. You must work with some really smart people. We do. We're part of the greatest market center at the greatest brokerage on the planet. What if we took the next few days to be exactly what we are? Phenomenal business people with caring hearts who are here to help people. We are paid in direct correlation with the amount of people that we help. So if you're currently underwhelmed by your book of business, start to change that now. If you're overwhelmed right now and you need to leverage, let's start to change that now. Let's have that conversation about how we can help you leverage and build your team appropriately so you get your time back. Because the two streams of revenue we want and our loved ones want are our time and our money. And it's never going to be perfect. There is no such thing as a work-life balance. That is a lie. That is a myth understanding. We're going to make choices every day. Some days you'll be office heavy. Some days you'll be home heavy. The work-life balance is not a perfect science. You're never going to be balanced. We're always balancing. We're going to make mistakes. But I want you to be able to say no to more things in your business life, to say yes to more things in your personal life. That's my job as your coach. If I can help, my number is 603-834-2856 for questions, comments, concerns, hopes, and dreams, or just some help with a script. Yes, I said script. We use those to talk to people intelligently to listen at a higher level. That's our job. If you want to book my face, it is meetwithcoach.com. Looking forward to seeing you guys at Pi Day. I want you guys to understand that it's going to be the little things that you do before lunch. It's going to be everything that happens in the mundane of our business that's going to create extraordinary results. I'll see you in and around the market center. I'll see you at Pi Day. Please don't forget to register.